Good morning, students. The learning objectives of today's lecture to understand function of ignition system, to understand construction and working of conventional ignition system. It is the battery ignition system. Now, function of ignition system. We know that in case of this spark ignition engine, the mixture of fuel and air is supplied from the carburetor during the suction stroke. This charge is compressed during the compression stroke, and just before the end of the compression stroke, the ignition charge is affected by an electronic spark at contact angle called angle of spark advance. The correct timing of the spark is necessary to meet the various operating conditions of the engine, so that the combustion of fresh charge proceeds in regular manner. In order to initiate a self-sustaining flame in the combustion chamber, it is necessary that the spark must affect the burning of few molecules of the charge and change in chemical state and release chemical energy. This chemical energy is released in further transferred to the neighboring molecules and their ignition is further initiated. The burning of required molecules to produce the flame front depends upon the gap between the electrode of spark plug and the intensity of the spark. So the basic requirement of ignition system is to supply minimum necessary energy to spark to initiate the combustion of the fuel. So the flame is established in the combustion chamber under all operating condition. Now it is observed that a spark to jump across an air gap between two electrodes, that is 1 mm apart, a voltage 300 volt is necessary under atmospheric condition. This voltage to produce a spark across electrodes depends upon the resistance offered to flow of the current between the electrodes. Therefore, the voltage requirement for producing the spark depends upon the gap between the electrodes, the density of the charge, which further depends upon the compression ratio and the suction condition of the fresh charge. So it is observed that the range of air fuel ratio is 12:1 to 15:1, which is normally in case of the SI engine. A spark energy is 10 kilojoule is sufficient to start the combustion process. Requirement of the ignition system. Now, as we have discussed in previous point, the basic ignition system, the spark at this spark plug must be regular and synchronously timed with respect to piston position at all operating condition or all engine loads. Spark should be sufficiently strong to start the burning charge, light in a compact system, easy to maintain, and adaptable to mass production, should not cause ratio interference. Now here we found that it should have source of electrical energy. Now a method of producing the high voltage, the source to produce the spark across the electrodes of the spark plug, and the limit the current flow to increase the spark plug. Usual voltage requirements is between 8000 volt to 20,000 volt depending upon the compression ratio and the operating condition of the engine. Now a system is necessary to supply high voltage to each spark plug at correct timing in the cylinder of the multi-cylinder engine. A distributor is we have used for this purpose. Now, an adjustment of the advancement with variation of the load on the engines and the speeds also required, and the intensity of the spark supplied should be sufficient to initiate combustion between the specific limits because too high intensity may burn all the electrodes, and too low intensity may not ignite the mixture properly to sustain a flame. Now, certain aspects of the ignition system. A generally 12-volt battery is employed. A voltage surge 25,000 to 50,000 it would be required over there. Highest ignition voltage required during the cruising as mixture is lean and combustion is higher. Voltage at spark occurs breakdown voltage, and breakdown voltage depends upon the spark gap and polarity condition of insulation, pressure, temperature, type of mixture in combustion chamber. Now, two conventional ignition systems we are using, that is the battery ignition system and the magneto ignition system. Now, first we are going to see the battery ignition system. Now, here you can see the diagrammatic representation of the battery ignition system. Now, battery first part is the battery. Now, the requirement of the electrical energy for functioning the system is provided by the battery of 6 or 12 volts. It acts as a accumulator and it is charged with the dynamometer driven by the engine. Due to electrochemical reaction, the battery is able to convert the chemical energy into the electrical energy. The battery must be mechanically strong to withstand strains to whatever the loads are coming on it. Now the two types of batteries we are using, that is lead acid battery and alkaline battery. Lead acid batteries we are using for the light commercial vehicles, and alkaline batteries we are using for the heavy duty vehicles. Now this is related with the battery. Now we are going to see the how the actual working we are finding in the battery ignition system. Now the ignition switch is provided that connects and disconnects the ignition system from the battery so as to that engine will start and stop. When the ignition switch is on, the contact breaker point are closed, and this allows the current to flow from battery through primary winding of the ignition coil and back to the battery through the earthing we are finding. It develops a magnetic field across the primary winding and includes the back EMF which opposes the battery current. The effect is to slowly build up the current in primary winding and delay the building of the magnetic field. A voltage is always induced in the secondary winding, but the EMF is too low to produce the spark at the spark plug. When we want a spark in the engine, breaker point is opened by the cam fitted distributor arm. This opens primary circuit and a magnetic field in the primary coil collapse. The resulting induced current still flows in same direction as the battery current and it charges the condenser. The flow of current is reversed when the battery voltage becomes less and the voltage across the condenser plates. The quick reversal of the current in the primary winding reverse the magnetic field in the coil that causing very high voltage to be induced in the secondary winding depending upon the ratio of number of turns of the secondary to the primary winding. This induced voltage we found after 8 kilowatt to the 20 kilowatt. When the contact breaker in the primary circuit is opened, the distributor rotates and connects the contact to the spark plug, and high induced voltage jump across the air gap of the spark plug and producing the spark. Now here we see the distributor. The distributor that includes the contact breaker point and the mechanism for automatically advancing and detecting the spark timing in accordance with the engine speed for optimum power developed by the engine. And next, condenser will be shown over here. We know that as the contact breaker points separate the distributor, the flow of current from the battery through the primary winding of the coil interrupts, and instantly the magnetic field began to collapse, and this collapse attempt to re-establish the flow of current. If condenser is not provided, the current would be established, which would result in heavy arc across the separating contact breaker points, and the energy of the ignition coil will be consumed by the arc. This may burns the contact breaker also. So the condenser, we are finding that this condenser's functions is to minimize arcing and pitting contact breaker points and to intensify the spark. Now we have seen the condenser effect. Now this condenser, it consists of the sheets of metal foil separated by the insulating material. One sheet of metal foil is connected to the condenser terminal and next to the metal case to the next condenser. So there is alternately the condenser terminal is connected to one side of the contact breaker and the casing to the other side of the contact breaker, and usually so that condenser remains in parallel with the contact breaker. Now we can see that contact breaker is the mechanical device for making and breaking the primary circuit of the ignition coil. Now it consists of a fixed metal point of hard metal, usually of the tungsten, and this point bears against another metal point which is on the spring loaded pivoted arm. Now each contact point has circular flat face of the 3 mm diameter. When the contact breaker point are closed, the electric current flows, and when they are open, the circuit broken and the flow of current stops. Now we have seen the ignition switch also. Battery is connected to the primary winding of the ignition coil through the ignition switch and ballast resistor. With the help of ignition switch, the ignition system can be turned on or off with the help of this ignition switch. Now also we are finding that in another diagrams we can see the ignition coils we are providing. Now the in this diagram you can see clearly the ignition coil. Now it consists of the soft iron strips bound together with an insulating material which acts as the central core over here. The core has primary winding made up of thick enameled wires having 100 to 200 turns, while the secondary winding is formed by relatively very thin insulated wires having about 20,000 turns. The entire unit is assembled in the sheets of metal container and form a neat compact unit. On the top of the coil assembly is heavily insulated terminal block which supports three terminals. two smaller terminal blocks the marks as a SW, that is the switch wire, and CB means the contact wire are coupled to the contact breaker, which are coupled to the primary winding. Now switch wire is connected to the ignition switch, and the contact breaker is connected to the contact breaker wire connected to the contact breaker, condenser and cap. The secondary winding is connected to the HT, means high tension central terminal, to the central terminal of the distributor. A ballast resistor is provided in series with the primary winding. So this regulate the primary current. It helps in preventing the damage of the spark coil from overheating in case of the engine operated for long periods at low speed, or in case of the contact breaker remains closed position. The ballast resistor is made up of iron, and it is electrical resistance increases rapidly after a certain temperature reached. So due to additional resistance in the primary circuit, it holds the primary current down to safe value. However, during the cold starting, the engine resistor is bypassed to allow more primary current to flow primary circuit. So these are the all that parts we have discussed in the battery ignition system. First is the battery. Next, recently we have discussed the ignition coil with the, also we have discussed the ignition switch, next contact breaker, condenser, distributor and condenser effect. Now this is another diagram. We can see how the battery ignition system actually located. Now the advantages of this battery ignition system, we can find that it is very cheap, it is provided better spark at low speed, variation of the ignition timing can be achieved easily without affecting the spark intensity, maintenance cost is negligible except for battery, because the major maintenance required for the battery, and it is used in car and buses. Now the disadvantages, it is heavy due to the battery and occupies more space, and provides weaker spark as speed of the engine increases, since the primary voltage decreases with increasing speed. The engine cannot started if the battery is discharged. This is major disadvantage. And the maintenance cost of the battery we are finding very high. Now this is one graph, that is the current built up in the primary coil. I have shown current with the time. You can find over here the current increases with the time. Now this is the generation of the spark I have shown. There is one relation, that is current. We are finding that with respect to the time, V upon R into bracket 1 minus e raised to minus R upon L into T. So this is based upon the time we have plotted, and here IB, which is equal to half of the IB square L. So these are the some of the additional graphs I am showing. Now ignition or HT coil, as we have discussed how the functional element is there, LT terminal, primary coil, secondary coil, also ignition coil we have discussed, then contact breaker. So this is related with the today's lecture. Thank you. Now, just as a revision purpose, you can see one end of the secondary winding is connected to the central high tension terminal in the molded cover of the distributor, and the other end is connected to the primary. An external high tension wire connects the central terminal to the central terminal of the distributor. You can see in this diagram clearly. So this is LT terminal, you can see, and also you can see the central core HT terminal is given over here. This is the another diagrammatic representation of the ignition coil. Now this is the actual. Here you find that the contact breaker system. Now the primary circuit of the ignition coil, you are seeing that the mechanical device for making this we are using, and it consists of the fixed metal point against which another metal point bears, which is being spring loaded pivoted arm. You can see in this diagram the metal is used is invariably one of the hardest metal, usually tungsten, and each point of the circular flat face, that is the 3 mm diameter, as we have discussed. Now here in this contact breaker, if 8 cylinder engines running at the 3000 rpm, that requires the 12,000 spark per minute. It is 200 sparks per second. If breaker is to operate satisfactorily at this speed, the travel of the breaker arm must held down the minimum, and to ensure a positive spark, and the breaker arm must be made very light. So this is related with the today's lecture. In today's lecture, we have discussed the battery ignition system, and what are the requirements of the battery ignition system. Also, the types of ignition system, that is the battery ignition and magneto ignition system we have discussed. And in battery ignition system, various components we have discussed, such as a battery, ignition coil, ignition switch, contact breaker, condenser, distributor, and what that is the working of this battery ignition system. Now in next lecture we are going to discuss the magneto ignition system. Thank you.